Hi, so I'm Joey Foster. My partner is Akash Kantaraj. My relationship with him, I don't know him. I work with him in the CAF. He's a colleague of mine. I've talked to him a couple times. And yeah, my feelings before the meeting, I guess I was kind of nervous because I don't know if it was going to be, I don't know if it was going to be awkward or he was going to be just kind of weirded out by it. But he was pretty cool during the entire thing. He's a really chill guy, so I enjoyed talking with him. I enjoyed his cooperation. He's actually pretty similar my personality, so that's kind of cool. He's a few years older than me. I was 24, 25. He's doing his master's in engineering. Two things that surprised me the most when I was talking to him is that he works, I think, almost every weekend. So as an international student, I think he's restricted. I'm not sure. I think it's his visa, but he's restricted to only work, I think it's 19 hours or something like that. So he said most international students, himself included, work most weekends because at least in the cafeteria they make $1 extra per hour on the weekends, so that's why he says he works on the weekends. And then I guess his visa restrictions kind of were crazy to me. He says when he applies for a job that it pretty much like he's restricted a lot by his visa restrictions because he needs support from the company to approve or get him this U.S. visa instead of his green card or whatever it was. Can't remember what he said. And yeah, a typical day for him. He goes to class just like anyone else. He said in high school his typical day was he was a part of these extra paid for tuition classes that prepared him for this engineering test because he's an engineering major. So he would have the extra class from 8 a.m. to what do you say, or 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. and then 11:50 to 3:30, and then 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. were extra classes as well. So he said that when applying for a university, that there were, because he's an engineer, he took a test that was made up of chemistry, physics, and mathematics. And he said that 200,000 people took the test, 200,000 students along with himself. And he said whoever did the best was able to pick and choose what university and what state they went to. So he said he got 14,000 out of 200, and he said that because he played soccer or he was good at sports, that helped him out a lot as well. Three things that he enjoyed in high school, or that I enjoyed. I played a lot of sports, so he could relate to that as well. He said he enjoyed playing sports in high school, and he played in college as well, and hanging out with friends. I think most people obviously like hanging out with their friends, so that was kind of easiest. And then we both kind of agreed on chasing girls. We like chasing girls or flirting with girls or whatever, so that was kind of cool. I think most guys can relate to that. Doesn't matter what culture or what country you're from. How he studied for his tests. So like I said, he took those extra classes. He says, at least now in college, he rewrites all the material for like off PowerPoint slides and stuff like that. So we both kind of could relate to that. That's how I do a lot of my studying. Insights about his culture. So yeah, he told me he was kind of restricted in terms of the visa. He says not many international students go out and party as much. He says he likes to, but he says a lot of students just kind of focus on work and school. Excuse me. Two things that I learned. So his name is Akash Kantaraj, so I asked him kind of why he has the middle name or the two last names. Bangalore is the city that he's from, and Kantaraj is the last name his father gave him. So Kantaraj is kind of his family name, and Bangalore is the city. He says, I'm not sure, I don't think he said he likes that. But next thing I learned was the 200,000 students. I thought that was pretty wild as well. I think my graduating class in high school was 200, maybe 150, 200,000. That's twice the size, 4 times the size of MSU, so that's nuts. He says he's a lot wealthier, or like his family's a lot wealthier back in India than he is here. So he works in the cafeteria, so he has to provide for himself. So he has to restrict his budget instead of being able to do whatever he really wants. Because I think he said he has maids back at home, which is a lot different. He said he still obviously picks up after himself. He's not completely useless, but yeah, that's pretty different. So I found those things pretty interesting. And yeah, that's my interaction one.